heroes that are continuing to do this while we are here. The Afghan people fought for a free and united Afghanistan. Why is it September 9th? Today is a commemoration day of both September 9th and 11th. You know, as our sister Suhaila said, this is not a coincidence. Two worlds apart, but very connected in the pain and suffering that it extended for the next 20 years for both countries, both for America and Afghanistan and the world. September 9th is very, very symbolic. It is symbolic because it confirmed and the realization of a new invisible enemy taking over. Ahmad Shah Massoud was martyred, but by terrorists while fighting and standing for a free Afghanistan, a united Afghanistan. Ahmad Shah Massoud was a man of integrity in the battlefield and in his home. A practicing faithful Muslim, a loving father of 7 daughters and a son. A compassionate commander, a teacher for his soldiers, a lover of arts and poetry, a man, a human rights activist, a women's rights activist, everything the terrorists needed, everything he stood for, they hated. His stand and message was not just for Afghanistan, it was for the world, to wake us up, to let us know that our freedom-fighting jihad was being hijacked, and it expanded to the hijack of the planes here in the United States on this day we're standing here. It is with great pain that we are here on the 20th anniversary of September 9th and 11th, while witnessing across the world the inauguration of the extremist group taking over the government by using force and fear. This 20th anniversary is a moment of reflection for the world to assess the outcomes of what this 20 years of war brought to Afghanistan and the world. We simply cannot allow the extremist group to accelerate the capabilities left behind and make Afghanistan a centralized marketplace for renting, leasing, terror groups for every conflict around the world if we don't reset and recalibrate our strategy. Our land, Afghanistan, is being used. Okay? The infrastructure is being used. Its history is being destroyed. It's under threat. It's going to become the #1 global training field for the world's terrorists to grow. The government, we are designing it while with our eyes open for corrupt leaders and terrorists to drive fear and use fear to drive their agendas. The talent and the beautiful culture of Afghanistan is being infused with extreme ideology to create confusion and tribal segmentation across the people of Afghanistan to ensure that we have instability and talent drain. Our supply chain, it's our women. Take away their rights. Put them in a box to breed children and orphan them so they can be in ongoing suicide bombers, a supply for the terrorists. Take away our education so we can continue to believe in this ideology. Put our women at home so they can just breed suicide bombers for the terrorists. And the customers, there are plenty of customers that will pay for this. For there's going to be so many more regional conflicts if we don't reset and stop this. The customers, the demand is there. It is going to go way beyond Afghanistan. It is going to terrorize the entire world. There's going to be enough confusion. A new acronym, ISIS-K, Daesh, Taliban B, Taliban C, Taliban D. Who are we going to bomb again? Will it be Afghanistan? Will we continue to pay? Because we are leaving an infrastructure fully weaponized to be used against the world? We will not allow such a marketplace to flourish in Afghanistan again. We need to remind ourselves of what we fought for and send clear message of resilience and resistance from around the world, from America, from the Muslim communities, from the Afghan communities, from every country in crisis under terrorism, which includes Pakistan and its people, Iraq, Syria. Every one of them is under this pain. We cannot stop. We cannot let this flourish. So yes, Ahmad Shah Massoud, the world heard you. And the millions of Afghan martyrs and those that are continuously fighting will not be in vain. We will not let it. Together, we will rise with love, compassion, and unity to stand for humanity. It is an emotional time for all of us. It is an emotional time for the world. It is an emotional time for America. But we need to assess. We need to reflect. We need to learn. War is not the way. War only creates terrorized. It creates more terrorism. We have seen it. We have learned in the 20 years. It only expanded terrorism. It is also not a time for America to use this as an election propaganda inside the United States, further dividing us here. We cannot have a divided America right now. It is bad for all of us. It will be bad for the world. We cannot lose focus and be distracted with who to blame. Was it the Republicans? Was it the Democrat? We don't have time. We don't have time. We need America united. We need to take a strong stand and send a strong message to the world. And this needs to come from America. Freedom lovers, because we are freedom lovers. That's why we're all here. That's why we're here, because we love freedom. We are people of integrity and compassion for humanity. We have to act upon these values. We need to reset our strategies. And here are 5 things. We cannot come and make these meetings and take no actions. Every one of us must take an action. We need, first and foremost, it is our moral obligation to accelerate and help the Afghan refugee crisis and the humanitarian crisis inside Afghanistan. Those people need us. It was not their war. These are the moments that the U.S. shines, and we will shine. We will show the world our compassion. We need to put international pressure. Our U.S. representatives, our U.S. senators must put pressure internationally on not to recognize the Taliban government. This is the very government that brought the war on terrorism. This is the very government that brought the U.S. there to bomb the Afghans. So do not ask us and try to give us forgiveness. This Taliban government that wants to give us forgiveness. Forgiveness for what? You need to be forgiven by the people of Afghanistan, by the world, by Americans for putting these terrorist groups into your soil and putting your own people, your honor at risk. The Taliban government does not represent the people of Afghanistan. It must not be recognized. They need to stop killing Afghans. They need to open the supply road to Panjshir. You show no compassion. How do you claim to be Afghans? Stop the hate. There is 100,000 of you and 34 million and the world against you. Stop oppressing women and human rights. Unify and respect your land and honor its people. Stop your fake social media campaigns, promises for the sake of international community. Do service for for your people so God could recognize you. And let's get to number point 3. Pakistan. Pakistan ISI has played a big role in Afghanistan's Taliban strategy and in the establishment of the two governments. It is clear that we need and we must differentiate that the people and even to some extent the government of Pakistan stands against terrorism. Afghanistan and America need to investigate what did we do with the $33 billion given to aid to the ISI to stop terrorism. What have they done? Because today, expansion has gone beyond their borders. It's gone to Iraq. It's gone to Syria. This is not what we paid them to do. They are incompetent. The U.S. needs to wake up. ISI is incompetent. Since 9/11, the return on investment in the ISI has given us nothing but an expansion of more terror. It has killed both Afghans and Pakistani civilians, over 200,000 of them. We need to differentiate. We need to go after who makes these decisions and who is influencing the governments. There have strong lobby groups in the United States, all over the world. They are influencing. They have been meeting since January, April, trying to determine how to impose government. They were preparing the Taliban to speak with the Chinese and sign contracts. How could we be sleeping? Where was our government? Where were our people? This was not a surprise. Why are we acting surprised? Number 4. Before I go to number 4, we need to take actions. We need to demand the U.S. government, our senators, our representatives, to freeze any money, any aid to ISI. We need to hold ISI accountable. We need to hold ISI, Pakistan, accountable for the safe passage of the Afghans that are trying to flee. They will move the U.S. Embassy to Pakistan. Pakistan must be held accountable for any human loss. ISI must be held accountable for all of the humanitarian crisis inside Pakistan. We need transparency of all the full terms of what was negotiated between Trump and the Taliban in Qatar 2020. We need to know. We need to demand our senators and our representatives to give us the scripts. The people of Afghanistan, the people of the world, the American people, we all need to know what were the negotiation terms. What was the last call with Biden and Ghani? What did we do? What did we trade for this? What did we trade? We need to know. 20 years of life has gone. 20 years of lives across the world died for this cause. We need answers. On behalf of the Afghan people and the American people, do us all a favor. Bring transparency to all those Afghan advisors, consultants, ministers, that work in both the Ghani and the Karzai administration. Any wealth they acquired must be freeze. We need to freeze the money that was made in Afghanistan. That is blood money that belongs back to the people of Afghanistan. And for all my dear Afghans, we're all in pain. We're all suffering. The world is suffering, and they're watching us once again. The history keeps referring us that we are the graveyards of the empire. We don't want to be the graveyard of the empires. It It is costing our culture. We are digging our own graves with our culture, with our beautiful people and children. We don't want to be the graves of empires. Please stop. Don't refer us to that. Our world, our country needs kindness, love, and healing. We need to envision a free, a united Afghanistan. We need to continue our protests. We need to go serve the protests that are happening tomorrow. We need to take action. Don't let social media define your reaction. Do your research. Beware of the propagandas. Don't let it divide us anywhere around the world. This should be uniting us. Develop leadership for the future, because we now have to deal with China. Okay? That's another empire in the making. Are they looking to us to bring another one to the grave? Because we don't want to sign up. We want to work and build Afghanistan. We need to build lobby groups. We need, wherever you are, dear Afghans, wherever you are, build lobby groups. We have such a beautiful, talented, capable young generation, both inside Afghanistan and outside. And the very many refugees that have left Afghanistan, please, please help. Don't go away. We will be your hope. We will be that bridge. We will help here. But we need you to stand and fight for wherever you are. Build the lobby groups. Stand for a united Afghanistan. This is not the time to be divided. I know we're all tired, and I know we're all hot, but please keep the people of the Afghan that are dying right now, that are fighting right now, that are hungry, that are scared, and they have no future. We need to keep them in mind. And for the world, we need to wake up. We cannot be under the shadows of 9/11s forever. We've got COVID to deal with. We've got so much other issues that we need to deal with. This, we cannot fail again. Thank you.